Gary Nasai Minasan. Today we're gonna talk about Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 9. What a fun episode this is. We get to see a lot of stupid stuff, but at the same time we also get to see a little bit about the Bugnarak Empire. And in this episode we learn that the Emperor of Bugnarak doesn't care about what it takes to get rid of humanity. So it actually makes me wonder, like, what are the hate that causes him to be so hateful towards humanity? He calls humanity the lesser evolutionary species, something like that. So does this mean that the Bugnarak used to be human, or they refuse to be human and they condemn the Bugnarak for becoming Bugnarak itself? Like, all of these things we need to take into consideration, especially after we learn and after we watch the first episode of The Secret of King Racles, something like that. So these are all very interesting stuff, like we're gonna learn moving forward, because like the purpose of Bugnarak will actually determine how does the story is gonna moving forward. Okay, we know that there is actually a sixth ranger that is gonna come to the series, which calls Spider Kumonos. It is a ranger that is older than the King-Ohger Sentai itself. So what is happening here, we do not know. Maybe we're gonna learn something from the existence of the Spider Kumonos. Maybe that guy, the Spider Kumonos, is gonna teach us about the true history between humanity and the Bugnarak itself, because like I said previously, the true identity, the true history is never written in the history book. The history book is written by the winner itself. So all of the things that we learn could actually be false, you know, like it really depends on which perspective you learn the history from. It's gonna change accordingly. Okay, so all of these things, it really depends on whether or not you have the ability to view event at a third person perspective and not put yourself in any of the story, so that you are able to kind of like structure the story properly, something like that. So all of these things is really exciting, and I can't wait to see more of it in the future. But with that being said, we need to talk about Monophonia. Oh my god, I think she really shined in this episode. Like, her cuteness, her kawaiiness just expanded, blow out of proportion in this episode, because the way she acted, like sitting on the throne using the sword of Gira, is like trying to mimic Rita. That is, oh my god, that is gold, man. That is golden nugget for sure. Holy shit. I really felt like Monophonia and Rita is like the perfect combo in Ohsama Sentai. Both of them complement one another so perfectly. Like, Monophonia is like the outgoing, very cute character, something like that, but Rita is kind of like the introverted kawaiiness, something like that. Like, she appears to be like what, no bullshit type of character, and she doesn't deal with bullshit a lot. Okay, like when she see idiot, the best way to deal with it is to scream and headbutt the idiot. And that is what she did in the beginning of the episode. She headbutt Gira. That is insane. I don't know what is happening, but it is really scary to actually see Rita handling idiots like that. But it is also really refreshing to see that happening. And in this episode, we also learned a little bit about Monophonia as well. So apparently Monophonia is more of a successor instead of a retainer. The rest of the people that we saw in this episode, we get to see Shiokara, Sebastian, and also Kuroda. All of them are loyal retainer. Loyal retainer is like the right hand man of the king, something like that. So, but Monophonia doesn't actually consider herself as a retainer, but more of a successor to the throne itself. But I think after what happened in this episode, that is definitely gonna change. We are gonna see Monophonia becoming more I would say she is gonna play of a more active role to support Rita in the future, because right now we almost get to see like Monophonia is treating this kind of like a job, like okay, I'm only like, and she kind of like believe in Rita in a sense to be able to handle all this stress, and that is why she also doesn't really offer any help at all. And I think after Monophonia offer more help to Rita, more and more kind of like we are definitely gonna see Rita burden to be reduced more and more, okay, and that would also allow the kings, or I mean like not only Rita but the rest of the king to go out there and really handle the crisis of the Bugnarak without leaving their nation and country without in the hands of random people, but they're gonna have loyal retainers in the country to make sure things are going well, something like that. So these are all like kind of like setting up for them to maybe leave their country and just to attack the Bugnarak Empire, something like that. So all of these things are really interesting. But I really love the story structure in this episode as well, because we started off by to kind of like follow up with the Racles purposely missing the mark on Gira's body, something like that. So we are not sure why Racles actually do it. Like, does he actually cares about Gira secretly, or maybe he actually reveals kind of like his true motive towards Dibowski in this episode? Because Racles actually went to Dibowski and confronted him. Hey, I thought that you're gonna have the body of Gira because you're gonna figure out a way to control the King-Ohger using the dead body of Gira, something like that. So what if Racles purposefully left Gira alive so that the rest of the king or the rest of the kingdom is not able to find the secret in accessing the power of King-Ohger? And we learn the secret to access the power of King-Ohger is through the blood of the royalty itself. So if you are not a blood of the royalty and you try to use the King-Ohger, something like that is gonna turn you into a Bugnarak. So I'm not sure why is that actually happening, and what is actually gonna go like happen in the future. But this is really insane, okay? Like we are definitely gonna see more and more in the future. But Gira is spared by Racles on purpose, and that is something that we need to think of why. Like, is it because, like I said, Racles still have a feeling for Gira, or maybe like Racles just doesn't want Gira dead because it is gonna be easier for the rest of the people to kind of like control the power of King-Ohger if Gira is actually dead. Or maybe there's also a third possibility that Racles needs Gira to be alive because he actually kind of like believe that he alone is not able to kind of like control the entirety, is not able to kind of like defeat the entirety of Bugnarak Empire by his own, because he has the King-Ohger Zero. But is King-Ohger Zero enough to take down the entirety of the Bugnarak Empire? What if we need the King-Ohger Zero and also the King-Ohger both at the same time to take down the Bugnarak Empire itself? So these are all possibility, okay? But speaking of King-Ohger Zero, we learned that after talking to Dibowski, Racles and Dibowski confronted one another. We actually learned that what Dibowski actually saw in the castle of Karkastus is the King-Ohger Zero, and on the body of King-Ohger Zero is a black kamakiri. I mean like Hachi is black, so there's another version of Hachi, and then there's another version, a black version of Papillon, and also a black version of Tombow itself. Like, all of the shoe god that is on the body of King-Ohger Zero is black in color. So it actually give me an idea, maybe in the future we are actually gonna see a full-on evil ranger team. Like, and you might be thinking to yourself, like, what color are they gonna be in? Because silver is kind of like a counterpart to red. Then what about for the rest of the color, for blue, for yellow, for black even, like, and also purple? How are you gonna create a counterpart to them? My biggest idea right now is like maybe all of the evil ranger is gonna be silver in color. All of them is gonna share the same color as all KuroIruka itself. So we are actually gonna see a full silver ranger team. That is a possibility, but then again, at the same time, I don't know whether or not that is gonna happen. Let me know in the comment section below what do you actually think about this all silver ranger team, something like that, because these are all I mean, like, if they actually do it, that is gonna be amazing. Like, we're gonna see a silver Tonball suit, a suit of silver Tonball, a suit of a silver Papillon and silver Hachi, something like that. Is it cool? Is it not? We do not know, okay? But by the end of this episode, we actually get to see all of the kings has been defeated because they are not working as a team, okay? Like, I think this episode is also really important for them to show, to kind of like show us in the beginning of the episode, like, all of the king are selfish, all of them want to monopolize the power of the King-Ohger, but by the end of the episode, after they got defeated by the king of Bugnarak, they realized that they cannot win against the Bugnarak all by themselves. They all need one another, and that is the lesson that they learned by the end of this episode. So we actually gonna see them working together finally in the next episode. So I'm really excited for that. But that is all from me. Hope you enjoy. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I felt like they actually created like kind of like a mini plot inside the greater guardian deity, something like that. Like, they created a love triangle in the greater guardian deity. What is going on? Obviously, we know Scorpy is in love with Kabutan, and we know Bata loves Scorpy. So what is gonna happen? Like, which one Scorpy is gonna go for? Is Scorpy just gonna, like, you know, like I don't know. I don't know what is gonna happen, but there is a love triangle between the three guardian deity. Like, is that gonna affect their fighting capability? Are they gonna like work together? Do they want to work together? Is also another question. So all of these things are really insane, but I'm really excited to see what is to come for Ohsama Sentai moving forward, because next week we are actually gonna see them finally working together as a team and summoning the legendary King-Ohger, meaning like the King-Ohger plus all the three guardian deity in a single body itself. It is gonna be really bulky, but then again, who doesn't like a bulky Zord? That is all from me. Hope you enjoy. If you made it this far into the video, it means you love what I talk about, and I have a reward for you, which is a word for you to comment in the comment section below to let me know you actually finish the video itself. And the word today is tentacles. Because why tentacles? Because when I look at the empire, the emperor of Bugnarak, all I can think about is tentacle hentai. That is all from me. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.